Good afternoon. I would like to first say my thoughts and prayers goes out to the families and the friends that were affected yesterday by the WBTV helicopter crash. When you look at or hear Molly Grantham talk about those two individuals and how great of a job they did, but also just the men they were, the people. Um, it just really makes you, really think about life and, just cherish this time of the year with family and friends. So, again, my thoughts and prayers go out to them. In regards to practice today, I felt like we got a great start. We had the pads on again today, setting the tone up front on both sides of the ball. As you guys already know, Sam Darnold is the starter this week. I thought he did some good things in practice, but definitely we got a few more days to polish some things up to put ourselves in position to win a football game on Sunday. And with that, I'll take your questions.
What about Sam earned him this opportunity, this job?
It was something that I wanted to do. I felt like, again, just putting us in the best position to have an opportunity to win. And Sam, again, did not play much this year because of the high ankle sprain that he received early in training camp, preseason. He had to go through the process of working his way back. But I think the skill set is there. And, again, I felt like I wanted to give him that opportunity to see what he can go out and do.
Steve, you had talked about wanting to get him involved earlier, maybe before you made this. How do you take a guy mid-season who hasn't played up to this point and make sure you're not kind of throwing him in there?
Well, that was one of the situations where many, question why didn't he get in there the other night. I felt like if I would have did that, I was throwing him in there to not be successful. Having a full week of practice, right, to go through the process and the game plan. And that's the reason why I made the decision yesterday and talking to those guys so they can have prep and getting ready. So he is fully immersed into the game plan and trying to do everything that he can to prepare himself. Very smart individual and extremely athletic. So I'm looking forward to his opportunity on Sunday.
PJ was on the field today. Baker's listed as the backup. Is that how it'll lay out? Baker will be
Yes, Baker will be the backup. I'm not just fully confident right now in PJ being up this week. I want to give him another week to fully recover.
Steve, how do you talk to Sam about not putting too much pressure on himself to go out and perform? Because he's waited a long time because of the injury to try to get back into this quarterback race.
That will be a constant conversation throughout the week. The same thing with those other two individuals, PJ and Baker. Just go execute the game plan. Be 1 of 11. Put us in the best situation based off the looks. Denver does a tremendous job in giving you different looks, almost like Baltimore last week. Multiple fronts, pressure package, those kind of things. So communication is going to be extremely important. So you don't need to do anything outside the scheme, and that's going to be a conversation throughout the week.
Steve, how will you handle PJ as he gets folded back in after the bye? In other words, can he lose this job while he's hurt?
Joe, to be honest, I respect the question, and I'm going to cross that bridge when it happens. My focus right now is Sam up. Baker's the backup this week, and that's what we're going to operate off of. When that opportunity comes and presents itself, we'll deal with it then.
Understanding this is the NFL, and I know that injuries happen and, guys have to step up, but having a position as important as quarterback, having three different starters, how does that affect the continuity that you may develop on the offense?
When you look at really how we built, and let me explain that, everything starts up front, and there's been a lot of consistency with the offensive line. And then since, we've put Deontay in a position to where now he's the focal piece of running the football, I think that's where it all starts. So I don't think there's, any indecision on my part for us, with the quarterbacks. I'm looking for that right mix and a guy that can come in and do exactly what I just mentioned, just manage and operate the offense to its fullest. So I don't think there's any inconsistencies there.
Is what Sam does maybe best fit what you want to do with this offense?
What I best want to do with this offense is be productive and move the ball down the field and put points on the board. So that starts with running the football first and foremost, and then creating out opportunities right here to be able to go over the top with play action, get ourselves in a situation with a rhythm where we can get the ball out quickly. So I don't want to say what Sam can do and what the other ones can't do. They all, to me, are very effective in their job. We saw PJ do a lot of things when he was in there. So the key thing is just the execution of the game plan.
He talked about spending a lot of time with even people on the defensive side. Where is he grown or doing better now that you remember from last year?
One, I wasn't here, but the things I've heard and my experience being around him now, he's just really in tune, as you just mentioned, really trying to learn different things from a defensive perspective, what the defenses are giving them based off the look. With that position, you got to see things pre-snap, and then all of a sudden they rotate on the snap. So it's just being able to process things quickly, and I think that's where he's taking his game to another level.
What have you seen from Russell Wilson and the Broncos as to why it hasn't clicked for them offensively right now?
I really can't say because I think when you really dissect them, you have to really be in the building to really know some of the things that are going on. I would say this: Russell, to me, is still effective. I've had a lot of, games where we've gone against him. When I was here before, he is a winner, in my opinion. He finds a way to get it done. So I haven't really talked about a lot. You give the numbers to the group, but, again, the numbers are out the window when you line up. So those guys are NFL football players. Russell's a proven winner in this league. So we got to be prepared, number one, all right, to stop the run. And most importantly, they have taken shots over the top, and we can't give up any explosive plays.
Why was it important to give Deontay a rest day today?
I think just number one, just with the workload over a period of time, you got to understand with the offensive line and running backs, there's constant banging on each and every play. So that was my thought process there.
I know the numbers go out the window on Sunday, but they're allowing around 4.7 yards per carry. Do you view this as a game where the running game can again anchor the offense?
I view every game, as I just mentioned before, it starts with the run game. And when I talked to the players at the end of practice, it was two things that I talked about. We all have to step up, as I mentioned in the team meeting yesterday. But it's going to be very important as we move forward that two units right here on our team perform at a high level. And that's the offensive line, that's the secondary. Right? Those guys got to perform well in order for us to proceed and do the things we want to do down the stretch.
What's it say about the league that on the week Sam's getting another chance at the guy that the Jets replaced him with is being benched? What's that say to you about the league and the quarterback position?
I can't really think outside Bank of America Stadium, to be quite honest. So I don't know what's going on with the Jets and those kind of things. I just know Sam has his opportunity this week, and I'm looking forward to him going out there executing.
Any concern with Shy? It looked like you were trying out some punt returners today.
No concerns with Shy. We have a bug that's going around, So I'm not a doctor nor a trainer. So guys are in and out. We just got to keep going. So next guy's up, and we had a punter coming in today. So therefore we can get some looks with left-footed punter.
Steve, you said offensive line and secondary had to play well to do what you want to do. Is that because that's where this team's invested resources, or would that be the case for you regardless?
A little bit of both, okay? I think it starts up front, number one, in the run game and protecting the quarterback in order to be successful. We have put resources in the offensive line. Also in the secondary, the fastest and the quickest way to win or lose a game is through the air. So we got to do a great job. And those guys are heavily involved also with the run support, crack replace, those kind of things. And, yes, we put a lot of resources in the secondary. We got a lot of first and second round draft picks back there. We brought in Xavier, and we brought him in for a reason. So those guys got to step up and perform well.
Speaking of that, you said, I think Monday, that your stars have to play like stars. How have they responded this week in practice, given that challenge?
I thought they responded well, in my opinion. And again, it's, people say, oh, you're calling your guys out. No, I think, to me, when you deal with these kind of players, and I know them, all right, they want the truth. Great players want to be coached. All right, so, and when they're not, performing to the high level, all right, you want to make sure that that they understand that. And when they play well, I let them know as well.
Shaq said, go ahead.
When you look at this Broncos defense, particularly their secondary, playing really well, what do you see out of them, and what kind of challenge do they have?
Jackson, the safety, has been around for a while, extremely smart. Patrick Surtain is playing at a Pro Bowl level. He's going to follow the best receiver. I told DJ that in the meeting, so I'm looking forward to that challenge, you know what I'm saying? And I can't wait to see those guys go against one another on Sunday. And defensively, these guys are number one in the red zone, and I think they're fourth on third down. So they're pretty active across the board and doing some great things. So, again, we got to do a great job of converting on third down. All right, so therefore we can continue to move the chains, and time of possession is going to be critical for us. And then defensively, right here, we got to get off the field. So, again, it's another challenge.
Shaq said after the Cincinnati game, with some of these new kids or the young kids, this generation, you got to talk to them a certain kind of way for them to sometimes get it. You can't be necessarily tough on them, is kind of what he was trying to say. Now that you're a head coach, have you had to adjust kind of the way you deliver some of those messages, or is your message because that's just who you are?
Will, this is me. I think anything in life, if you establish a relationship with someone, right, then you can be honest with them and tell them exactly how you feel. If there's no relationship there, my words are going to be mistaken the wrong way. All right, but when you build a relationship, which I have with a lot of my guys, and they know I'm going to tell them the truth, one of the things I emphasize and talk about all the time is a friend buddy. All right, I don't want to be nobody's buddy, and you should not want a buddy. All right, a friend's going to always tell you the truth. A buddy's going to tell you what you want to hear. So, no, I don't try to waver at all. Anything that I say to those guys, I say it in love. I say it because I want them to be the best at what they do, and they respond to the challenge. So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything.
Everybody good? All right, thank you.